Hello, welcome to the following video on the Volunteer Firefighter Retirement Program Annual Reporting Guidance. Before we get started, we would like to remind you that this video, along with other videos, are located on our PERA webpage and YouTube video channel. Today we're going to provide you with an overview of PERA's role in the Volunteer Firefighter Retirement Act, the Volunteer Firefighter Annual Reporting process, and things to remember. The New Mexico Volunteer Firefighters Retirement Act was established in 1983 and designated PERA to administer the VF retirement program. The funds are provided by the State Fire Marshal's Office. PERA's role in the Volunteer Firefighter Retirement Act. PERA is a 401A qualified government plan governed by the New Mexico Public Employees Retirement Act. PERA provides benefits to almost 50,000 active members and over 40,000 retirees and beneficiaries. PERA plays many roles in the Volunteer Firefighter Retirement Program. PERA staff receive, correct, and process annual reports for all the 360 plus VF departments, and they also maintain and adjust service credit records. Volunteer Firefighter Annual Reporting Process. You can find the VF Annual Reporting Guide on PERA's Volunteer Firefighter Retirement webpage. This will guide you through the required electronic and hard copy process. The first required form is the VF Annual Reporting Form. As the VF Chief and Reporter for the VFD, it is your responsibility to complete the required paperwork for the department. For Section 1 of this form, please make sure and include all current contact information. For Section 2 of this form, please double-check department totals. The total numbers must reflect all the members included in the appropriate qualification record forms and 100% of the members reflected on your department's roster. For Section 3 of this form, please confirm that you have your VF Chief complete this section and in the presence of a notary so they may sign it as well. For Section 4 of this form, please confirm that you have your municipal mayor or chair of your county commission sign and date this section. Here are some things to remember. Please do not strike through or submit this form with whiteout marks. Please also make sure to submit this form with the other required forms to PERA on or before March 31st. Another required form is the VF Service Credit Qualification Record Form. Please keep in mind that there are separate forms for new members, current active members, and retired members. Make sure and include all of your current VFD information in Section 1. For Section 2 of this form, please make sure and include a Social Security number, mailing address, and date of birth for each VF member. Double check that the member's Social Security number matches their Social Security card. In the same section, please select if each VF member met eligibility for service credit. You will either select yes or no. For Section 3 of this form, please have your chief or authorized representative sign and date. Here are some things to remember. Please do not strike through or submit this form with whiteout marks. Please also make sure to submit this form with the other required forms to PERA on or before March 31st. Another required form is the Member Enrollment for Volunteer Firefighter form. For Section 1, please have your new member include all current information. If a new member transfers from another department, they are still required to complete and submit a new one with your department. For Section 2 of this form, please have the VF member complete this section if they are married. For Section 3 of this form, please have the VF member sign and date this section. They are declaring that the above information of the form is accurate and complete. They are also confirming that it is their responsibility to keep their information current with PERA. For Section 4 of this form, the Chief must complete and confirm that the information provided is complete and accurate by signing and dating. Here are a few things to remember. Please make sure and attach a copy of the new VF member's Social Security card and driver's license if they already haven't done so. You do not need to send this information every year. Another required form is the VFD Contact Information Form. Each department is required to submit this form on an annual basis. It is also required so that the chief and the reporter have real access for electronic reporting. In Section 1, please include all current department information. For Section 2, please include all current department fire chief information. For Section 3, please include all current information about your department reporter. For Section 4, please include all current contact information for an alternate contact. This person could be a county fire manager, an EMS county coordinator, or other related position. For Section 5, the department fire chief must complete this section with a signature. You can find a VF annual reporting checklist on the Annual Reporting Guidance PERA webpage. This helps you confirm that you've completed all of the required forms and collected the required documentation from your members. Things to remember. Some departments have their own internal policies when it comes to probationary periods, etc. PERA cannot require otherwise if you have those internal policies. By statute, you are required as a department to submit an electronic and hard copy annual report to PERA. If your electronic report is in a status other than posted, this means there are errors. Until those errors are corrected, your members will not receive service credit. A retired volunteer firefighter may continue to volunteer, but they will not earn additional service credit. There is a qualification record form for retirees, but this is just to track their service credit, just in case the statute changes in the future. It is important to note that upon a retired VF member's death, a surviving spouse or dependent child will be paid 2/3 of the amount of pension the retiree was receiving at the time of their death. Please make sure that your new VF members complete and submit a PERA member enrollment for VF form, along with a copy of their Social Security card and driver's license. They will not be entered into our PERA system without it. Because of past unreported or incorrect service credit, be transparent as a VFD chief and/or reporter. Please communicate to your members whether they received or didn't receive service credit. Also encourage your members to create an online RIO account or reach out to PERA so they can monitor their service credit. Frequently asked questions. Can I work for a PERA-affiliated fire department and still be a volunteer firefighter? Yes, but your VF service must be non-salaried. Can I receive a stipend as a volunteer firefighter or VFD chief? Yes. Stipends are allowed for out-of-pocket expenses, like fuel to get to a fire scene, or protective equipment. If it is not for out-of-pocket expenses, we will need the VFD to reach out to PERA so we can make a determination. If you have any further questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to PERA. We hope you found this video on the Volunteer Firefighter Annual Reporting helpful. We thank you for being a valuable member and wish you the best in your volunteer career.